from Endpoint. My question is, though, you know, can we see that fire we saw in Mirage again? It's a heartbreaking defeat on map 1, no doubt about it, but they really need to just bounce back and find themselves in form. Thomas opts in for a Tech 9 armor here, everyone else just on the pistols, heading into the third round again. This should be a farm for Ego. Fiku only good for one, nice trade for the Snatchy Orc, but at the same time, leaving it on behind on ramp, has found another 4v2 already. Endpoint, they seem a bit dismantled here.
Yeah, nothing much to really talk about in this round. It is just the Tech 9, a Deagle only for Crucial, because he's trying to save up for that AWP, I would assume. And for Ego, they're already on the prowl. Like, they are so frag hungry right now. They could lose a couple of guns, and I mean, that would be the proper Counter-Strike, if anything. But all things being considered, oh, there you go. They will lose one extra one, but all things being considered, AGO, it's not too much of a dent into their economy. In these early stages, Snatchy will get dropped on over an AWP, and we do have some Counter-Strike to be played. Full buy-in for Endpoint to try and keep those scales level. And they're looking to bounce back from Mirage. It felt like it was going to be a very, very competitive map. They got off to an early start as well. Potentially, Endpoint could have been winning it. But at the end of all of it, it was AGO who put together 7 rounds on the trot. Endpoint couldn't make the comeback. Now we find ourselves here on Vertigo, down a map. But an opportunity to strike back here with the guns. Out towards ramp. And we'll see what utility they have on offer. Let's see what set strategies. See if we see anything different here on Vertigo from the Endpoint camp.
Well, good night. Crucial gone. Surreal gone as well. It's a really good start. Traded out at least Thomas to find the aggressor of Furlan. Mighty Max. Is he going to slip right by here? No, surely not. Oh, I'm on. Yeah, he spotted. He spotted. Rowland, he's waiting for it. So he knows there's one. He knows there's one. Just waiting. Jiggling. Dink, dink. Good night. And Mezzy. I mean, he is going to be going for a trade, but look, they crouch. But no noise has been made off the back of it. That's the thing. But still, Thomas doesn't expect it. We're down to one. Only Mezzy. What a round of Counter-Strike by AGO. And it's going to be a 4th on the board unless Mezzy could pull off the unthinkable.
I mean, that's a clean shot to start. That's a statement in this clutch, but you just have many more where that came from. But Snatchy fires off. Doesn't quite hit the mark, though. And spots out. All 3 players have been spotted out here for Mezzy, but 30 seconds is going to make him tough to navigate this clutch. Snatchy not quite connecting yet again. Only 4 bullets in the magazine, though, and it's excellently played. It's the bait and switch. Rollin eventually will slip the knife in the back, and that will be 4-0 for AGO.
Well, Endpoint back to the pistols, it seems. Not really the greatest of starts here on Vertigo. Something I don't think any of us expected here. I think we wanted a quick start out the gate for the T side, for Endpoint to get some rounds in their bag and be like, you know what, let's continue this momentum. But it just seems that AGO more than prepared for this one. Grades go shallow, expecting the peak, anticipating the push. Nothing right now, absolutely nothing. This grenade, Rallen, yeah, gun down. Mighty Max will find the first, and a good bit of pincer play, a gun possibly to be retrieved. But still, early doors at a 5v4. These rifles against the pistols. Yes, there's a rogue rifle now going to be picked up, but it should be in the bag for AGO.
They do have 2 smokes, though, here for Endpoint. They can deploy the wall of smokes here on this A site and maybe get themselves into a post-plant position. Even then, it's still difficult because AGO have boatloads of utility ready to throw right on back. But if a post-plant is established, anything can be possible. So Fiku looking to take this back in his hands. This could be dangerous. This is so dangerous, but he's so good. That's the thing. It's not dangerous when you're Fiku, when you have the aim of this lad. And he's even going to continue in towards the short shelf. Looking to battle out versus any extra T's. Not quite going to find anything. The molly does burn a couple of these Endpoint players. But right now, that'll force them back, and they'll turn tail back towards this B side, or maybe towards middle. Up the ladder they do go. Still trying to kind of spread out the feelers here. If you are Endpoint, maybe you can find an isolated frag and convert that into a round. That's a hop, skip, and a jump to be sure. Sachi hasn't been quite connecting these shots all game just yet, but Lehman has. So there you go. We'll be able to spray away at these pistols, and this one should be put to bed.
Well, Cyril finds another. Oh my good god, Cyril, how is he allowed to steal away the kill off of Thomas? It's still Mezzy against 2. Not impossible.
10 seconds.
Bomb and the AWP, and oh, he does find both of them.
No
yeah,
time.
no chance. Now the round gone. If he can save this sniper though, that is huge. Fiku closing in the gap. Missed shot from Mezzy, but he does stay alive. Decent enough. I think that's the easiest statement to be made. And heading into round 6, we can see that was Rossar and of course the rest of Endpoint looking good. Waiting patiently to just, you know what, now's our chance. It has to come from this by fire. I feel like if they can't find this round of all, it's 6-0 down. Endpoint back to a half bite. That's not the start. Thomas anticipating the flash. Rallen will catch him off completely. Crucial in for the trade.
No.
Never mind. This is a 2-man disadvantage. Make it a third as Fiku finds 2. Impressive counter-strike to say the least. And it's now a 2v5 right out the gate. Endpoint have been demolished.
There is a reply here from Max, but what really is there to say in this round? A 2-on-4, you've barely taken any map control, and in the map control that you try to take back, they're just snatchy waiting. Mezzy goes down, Mighty Max, a 1-on-4, but this one just is nigh on undoable. There's the factors for a clutch are just simply not present. Verlin is alone here on the site. That is an exploit Max could take, but now that he's spotted, now the rest of AGO can rotate on in, and life will become slowly but surely very, very difficult here for Mighty Max. And this one should be for the rest here. Verlin swings out on the timing to perfection, and that is 6 on the trot here for AGO. This is bad news for Endpoint so far in this game. These rounds are beginning to fade very, very fast. This has been fast and aggressive Counter-Strike from AGO so far, and immediately putting this one to bed. There's no chance in from Endpoint, and that's a real harm to the confidence. When you just play around a Counter-Strike and it just ends in 15 seconds, and already down 6-0, blink and you miss it if you're Endpoint, you're up against the ropes. But this is the round to turn it on its head.
Yeah, some serious damage or around conversion here would be a desperate requirement for Endpoint to get back into this game. As you mentioned, these rounds are just flying by at speed. There you go. Not wasting any seconds to find the opening. Not wasting any seconds to try and find something. And Mighty Max, he really needed to find something. Nothing found off the back of it. And, you know, 7 rounds of Counter-Strike, and it looks to be 7 on the board for AGO as Lehman will find a second through the smoke. Really good stuff from the AKs of the CT side. Finally, one taken out of the round, but it's a 4v3 and an AWP rotation plus the player in on lane. This is near impossible. Nice flick from Snatchy. Molotov as well to set them back, and it's Crucial and Mezzy that have to fight out of everything.
Snatchy's been so good this entire tournament. He's looking to even continue this on this A site. Well, while Endpoint will be able to make their way up behind these smokes, and Crucial's going to make his attempt at a bomb plant, he'll actually be transited. So a 2-on-4, make it 3. Crucial will begin to cut down the numbers just a bit and actually be able to escape. Suddenly, this is realizable for Endpoint. Down goes Rawl. Now it's a 2-on-2. How have we gotten to this situation, Retro? Now we're in this. Crucial with a nasty off angle, but the low HP will get the better of him. Mezzy playing the headshot angle, and he'll deliver a couple instead. Now Snatchy here in the 1 versus 1. He does have a hit, so he does have the opportunity to fake this bomb defusal. But Mezzy is going to go ahead and deliver the headshot, deliver the goods for Endpoint in a much-needed first.
What was that? I do not believe Mezzy's just come out on top. I do not believe whatsoever. First kill, okay, fair enough. No trade and Mezzy, the guillotine. Jesus, man. Really impressive stuff. And you can see on screen the odds. Even though, yes, it is 6-1, they're near level. They are near level. And heading into round 8, AGO, they're up by 5, but a great response from Mezzy in this round. And right back on their feet, it seems. They're more than willing to go balls against the wall into round 8 and attempt something big once again, but taking things slower it seems to be. AGO not really giving them much to work with. No aggressive peaks that we saw from the first few rounds. More or less just playing things slow, giving them respect now.
In this round though, Nolan does get boosted up, does spot Max, but all straight off of it. kind of loses the floor underneath him. And so, well, the information gained from AGO, so they can work this, they get the players in the right position at the right time. Endpoint can just beat them out on the execute. How about that? Flashbangs soon to be deployed. Rollin up close, though. This could be so very lethal if Endpoint aren't careful.
Here we go, edging on forward. First kill found, crucial trades. Mighty Max in for another. And the trade not there for Ago. Flashbang forcing Snatchy off the angle. Does anticipate the wide swing, but in fact, very slow out the gate here. Missed shot from Snatchy. Fiku in for one. Fiku a second. Look at the flank though. Furlan in on behind.
Exactly.
He's got a really big chance in this round. Mezzi punching in the digits. Planted for lane. Both players heading that way. They won't expect this whatsoever. He has anticipated this one. Can't find a thing though because Mezzi out on top. A second on the board for Endpoint. Right back in this game.
Mezzi has just been annihilating in these last 2 rounds. It's a 3-piece for him on the bomb site execute, and just huge awareness to know, or maybe it wasn't even awareness, maybe it was just a flick. We didn't see his perspective there. But either way, he's been going absolutely massive in these past couple of rounds for Endpoint, and he's successfully, single-handedly, effectively broken the money of AGO. It's going to be a full eco here in round number 9. This one could just be a write-off if you're just looking at the percentages, but AGO always a chance to shake those ones up. But all things being considered, this is now it's Endpoint's chance to start stringing together rounds. Now it's their chance to make their way back here onto their map pick and get us ever closer to a third.
Well, Endpoint given a chance, given an opportunity. Minute and 15 to go. And these Deagles, I mean, you're going to have an absolute S-tier requirement for this round. And already a bit of damage done, majoritively to Diego HP bars, peeking on out. Deagle still can't connect, but 2 low HP players. That is big. Now, 55 seconds, still bomb yet to see it set down. Thomas taking some damage as well. So, yes, it's a 5v4, but one Deagle really could come alive here. 5v3, maybe a little less possible now. Spamming on through. Mezzi trying to connect with a couple of bullets. Another kill found for Endpoint. Thomas going huge. Snatchy against 5. I mean, it's a possible 3k. No doubt about that one. 3 players open to the one-shot potential to the body. But at the same time, you've got to be careful. You really got to be careful here of where you push and what to do. But at the point in time, I think Endpoint, no doubt about it, going to find themselves a third.
Yeah, they got the AKs. They can deal all the damage they want. Ego will be able to buy that into the next, or actually, that actually is a good enough question in its own right. It will be a bit of a patchy buy. They bought in the Deagles for this round, so it's not going to be everything they want. It will be some head armorless M4s, maybe no kits, even utility minimal if they want to bring it out. We might see some FAMASas in the mix if they want to bring out some utility, and there you go. Look at that, only $4 grand. We might be seeing a half buy-in from Ego, and this could easily be the opportunity that Endpoint need to get back into the game. But if Ego can lock in one of these upset rounds, then you can call it their half. This is their opportunity. I mean, it feels like if Ego just win one of these upset rounds, then Endpoint will the momentum will just end on the spot. But that's a big if, and those percentages aren't looking very great. These type of rounds are somewhere in the range of 85% in favor of these in the favor of these full bomb AK-47s. So we'll have to see what the Deagles can bring to the table. Fiku is definitely a man for that task. You're on the B site, and there you go. Down goes Crucial. Lands a body shot on a Thomas as well, more than he's worth. Snatchy will pick up the mantle, and potential here for Ego.
Grenade does some damage, mulling towards the headshot position, and this is where Endpoint had to exploit. Surely this is where they go, but no, they hold off. AK thrown out of the map, Thomas to pick up the AWP. Well, 1 minute and 8 seconds. There you go. Still a chance, no doubt about that one. Deep control out towards A, sandbags position obtained. We've got a Molotov on Mighty Max that could be used. Other than that, this angle has to be hard cleared if they want to use the molly for other intents and purposes. Max, does he use it here? No, he doesn't. Are they going to check the angle? Oh, no, he's been spotted, though. That's the problem. Now Furlan. Oh, my good God, Max. Throws the molly to make sure a second man isn't there. He knows his attention should be on sight as he finds himself a second. Really clean counter-strike from him in this round. Tags up. Messi to convert. 1v4. Again, similar situation where a 3k could be found. But I think the amount of weapons is so overwhelming. He's going to be looking for the gun here. Snatchy out towards the B position where Crucial was 1D dirty doors, but absolutely nothing. The gun was thrown off the map, and all of a sudden, you know, this is a 6-4 scoreline right back in this game. Endpoint.
Yep, and well, Snatchy might just consider holding onto his armor, and indeed he will. He'll have his armor for the next round, so he will be able to buy an op behind it, have some utility even to play with. The rest of Ego, this will be the full buy-in. So, all things being considered, there will be a chance for Ego to battle back in this next one. But 4 in a row here for Endpoint. Nothing to be ashamed of, that's for sure. That's for certain. As well as, well, surviving with 4 players will definitely boost that economy up even further. So, this is an opportunity here for Ego to start, well, rather for Endpoint to start grinding back. But we'll have a little bit of an intermission, a bit of delay for that inevitable comeback, perhaps. Maybe it is inevitable, maybe it isn't. Of course, anything is up in the air. Everything is up in the air still here on Vertigo with Ego leading 6-4. We still have a bit of an advantage to play with, but a bit of a delay, a bit of a technical pause. But so far here from Endpoint, it's looked great here from Messi. Messi has just been having a series so far. Even though he might have fallen by the wayside on Mirage, he went 28-17. He was top of the server, far and away the top of the server. Next up was Rollin on 25, but even losing 16-12, that is a monumental achievement. And he's keeping it up here on Vertigo. I'd say he have the lion's share of the impact frags, if you agree with me on that point, Retro.
Yeah, I would argue the similar thing. I mean, you could see this is exactly where technical timeouts have a great factor, right? Is that you see at this point in time, there's no control of the microphones, I don't believe, so we could see everyone just waiting patiently. Endpoint probably talking things through, you know, what's good in this game of Counter-Strike, what's going right for them, what's going wrong. Thomas, stroke of the beard, thinking about it. Yeah. What are we doing in this round? I wonder. Max, give me something to do here. I'm thinking. What do we do?
Well, yeah, a little stressful of a game. Again, this is an important match here for Endpoint. If you want to keep your sort of hopes alive, you can. I mean, there's an opportunity. The winner of this will be facing off versus Skade in the quarterfinals, and that'll be the big break. You can make your way potentially to a semifinals appearance. I mean, Skade, no easy opponent to say the least, but compared to the other names that are invited in these quarterfinals, Entropic, Complexity, and Furia, I mean, maybe Skade's the better of the lot if you're Endpoint or AGO, depending on who wins this series, of course, to face off against. So winning this match might give you an opportunity to make it to that semifinals and really get your name out there as an organization, as a team, as a roster, to kind of prove yourself in this tournament, or even make a break for LAN Sweet LAN 2022. That's a big sort of pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see who's going to find it. We're still in the round of 16, and we're finally back in the game. Tech pause lifting. Buy back in for both sides. This is a round of Counter-Strike to be played. And we'll see how it pans out, Retro. Let's get this one started.
No, absolutely. Kicking things off here, 4 in a row from Endpoint. A 6-0 start for Ego, but that lead quickly fizzled out to the hands of Endpoint. Peek on through! Snatchy! Woo! Lightning fast with the AWP. That is absurd. What a first frag. Messi trying to spam back through, find a quick kill of some regard. Rowland up close to this ramp smoke. I'm not a big fan of the play. And, well, yeah, I mean, you're on your own, you're in on ramp, you've got a 5v4, and you go aggressive. Not too sure about that play from Ego. I guess when you commit, you have to keep committing. And I think at this point in time, Endpoint got to take their time. Just think things through now. 4v4, gifted a chance.
Seems like they're going to be taking the bomb back towards this B site on the back of Messi. in this 4-on-4. Snatchy will be the man with the AWP in this one. So he's up to the task here at the generators, but the flashbangs are good to force him off the line. Now he's blindsided by Mezzi, of course. Who else to do it? 3-on-4. Nade's going to be deployed on in. And how can Ago attempt this retake? They do have a couple of Molotovs to deploy, but they're all flubbed. They flubbed the mollies. As well as Endpoint have a couple of their own, and that'll beckon Ago off. They get the opening frag, but nothing else. They give up the bomb site, and the bomb goes down. Ago don't want to try their hand at this one. This will be a 5th one in a row for Endpoint, and this is a way to battle back on your map pick.
100%. I'm wondering now, what's the end goal? What's the idea for Endpoint heading in, or for Ago, excuse me, heading into the next round? Because I think at this point in time, looking at the money, you're not really at the best place to invest. However, 4-round loss bonus, I mean, now, if you had 3 alive, I'd understand. Now with 2, what do? I think you've got to eco this round, right? You've got more players to drop that can drop, so money is going to dwindle on someone, no doubt about it, and there you go. Had they have kept 3 alive, I was 99% sure we'd see a buy. But now only with 2, they have to take an eco. They want to have a good buy into round 13, and so we're given a chance. Endpoint, they could tie things up here. 6 apiece it seems to be, because the buy here from Ago, lackluster to that of the T side.
Now they can just make their way up ramp. They can take all the space they can. There's simply no utility. There's not really an aggressive resistance here from Ago. It's going to be really tough to post up a real sort of bomb site hole. It will be down to some fragging here, and maybe some spam, maybe some luck going the way of the poles, or a mistake made by Endpoint. That's what's going to be needed. This round should be a guarantee, but that is a shot and a half from Rollin. Frag back in for Crucial, and he'll line up a double for himself, keeping this one firing. Lehman can only post up 1 in spite of all that. And Snatchy in the 1 versus 3. What a play from Crucial.
So slick, so quick, easy as you like. I mean, maybe a bit lucky for the lineup, but the thing is, had they have not lined up, no doubt about it, there would have been a trade there. Really nice shot from Rowland. But yeah, Crucial, nice first kill, slowed right down, and then look at this. You've got to think, right, if they weren't lined up, if Furlan stays alive, he whips out his pistol, he'll find that kill. No doubt about it. Heading into this one, though, round 13, we did mention it is a full buy from a party of Ago, and as well as that, so many guns brought forward by Endpoint. Money starting to blossom and just spiral out of control here. Ago, very aggressive towards ramp. Molly is going to catch Furlan. Max gifted the audio cue, and a first kill on the board here. Just, I would say, ridiculous aggression here from the CT side. Max getting away with his life. Molly dropped in deep. They're more than happy to give up the A control because they're going to send it B. Really, really impressed stuff here from Endpoint.
Just able to receive the aggression with open arms and a free bomb site for themselves. And the question is for Ago, do you even attempt this? They'll take a look in. If you can get an extra frag, maybe bring this down to a 4-on-4, that would put this round still into question, but even in this 4-on-5, you're missing a lot of utility, a lot of the kits necessary, and not quite the positioning. Max will give them 1 back. Will that beckon them forward? Well, not anymore. Mezzi will send Fiku packing, and that makes it a 3-on-4. This will be undoable for Ago. They will go ahead and retreat, hold on to their guns, if Endpoint want to let them. Thatchy here in CT spawn will make its presence heard, not quite connecting the shot onto Mezzi, surprisingly, but alright. I don't think this hunt will be panning out the way the Brits intend to, and they should be able to hold on their guns. Rowland has Surreal, dead to rights, and there you go. That will do it. This will be 7, though. 7 in a row for Endpoint Retro. That is just something incredible.
Absolutely. I have no clue how Ago have slipped up or how Endpoint have changed things. I don't want to pin it on one factor. I think it's a matter of both. But you've got to think, there's no way you should allow this. At 6-0, this should have been a 2-0 sweep. Ago needed to continue that momentum. And now, on the back foot, Endpoint right back into this game. Round 14. Let's see what they can do. Again, aggressive stance is taken for Ago, this time towards B, and 1 in on ramp. I'm really unsure about this aggression from Ago. It hasn't worked out once on this ramp aggression, and they continue to try and throw it together. Early damage done. benefiting the T side once again. 1 round away from success at half-time here for the T side of Endpoint. Shot missed, but Mighty Max to retrieve, and a second kill could be on the horizon here as he does spot out Rowland, I do believe, but he's able to back away to sight. Really, really good stuff.
Already getting an opener here if you are Endpoint, and feeling good. You have all this ramp control. You can really leverage the peaky side rotations. You can really play whatever game you want. It's just up to the success of it. There is a bit of an aggression through the smoke here. Rollin looking to get a bit frisky here on the A ramp, and he'll get very, very quickly. Mighty Max will also spam down Lehman as just the cherry on top, as if this round wasn't already cooked. It's a 2-on-5, and Ego will be trying to save for the final round, the 15th round of this game. Oh, they're even pushing smoke. Oh, yeah, that's just disgusting, man. That is just... Alright, man. You can see the confidence is just flowing here for Endpoint. Viku will try to hold on to his M4, but all things considered, that was just a fantastic round of Counter-Strike, or maybe you can consider it being the other way. Maybe Ego aren't playing up to their standards there.
Absolutely. Heading into a very important last half. I've got to think, what is going wrong for Ego? I mean, the inability to find an opener, I would pin it down to more or less. I think this is a game in which Endpoint had no business in winning. 6 rounds in, they were 6-0 down. 14 rounds in, they're 8-6 ahead. I do not believe what we're witnessing right now from Endpoint. Really strong stuff. Heading into the last of the half. I mean, the buy for Ego, it's there. We've got the rifles, the utility to back it. Not as much. Endpoint, confidence radiating. You can see now a bit more free flowing. Thomas needed to find the opener and maybe a bit too confident there. And that is that one done.
Even there, I mean, Endpoint are going to have to try and battle back this Mandis advantage. Well, there is Crucial's still present, but there's still Furlan up close. The bomb is also dropped as well. This is looking like an Ego round, unless Surreal wants to turn it around. Picks off one. Has an isolated player in Viku, and what a shot in from Mighty Max. Down range, down goes Lehman. 3-on-3 all of a sudden, but he will give it back. Rollin will bring it back. Surreal on the other side of the map. This is just an absolutely crazy round, playing both sides of the coin here, or Endpoint, and it's allowing Mezzi to walk up to this A side. This is, I mean, I wouldn't call it genius, but in some realms of possibility, it's working here for Endpoint. They have the A site. They just need to rotate the bomb back over. Mezzi with advanced positioning, and this should enter into a 2 versus 2 post plant, unless Ajo want to say something about it.
Well, let's see. Let's see indeed. 30 seconds to go. Smoke deployed. Molotov as well. And now, Molly in towards the default box. Surreal got to be careful. Really good utility usage from Rowland. And that denies the plant. A grenade goes deep. He's flash. He's going to push through. The grenade hit him though. I think Endpoint know this. They've got to stick the plant at some point or another. It's another tap. Mezzi finds one. Mezzi finds 2. And it's Endpoint with 9. Tally to success. Great half from Endpoint from a 6-0 disadvantage. They're out on top at the half. 9-6. It's 9 in a row from Endpoint. Class Counter-Strike action. Endpoint on the CT side. My oh my, is that a response? Is that a play? Is that a round that they needed?
Fantastic there. Mezzi again is just delivering round after round. He delivered their first Deagle 1-on-2. And then just, it is all the rest of Endpoint able to bring it back. Mighty Max has been having some fantastic shooting, as well as Thomas at times. It's been great all across the board here, ever since they've gotten just some wind in their sails for the Endpoint camp. And now they have to continue it here on the CT side. Ego aren't going to let go that easily here. It's a pistol round. It's a must-win one if you are Ego. You need to take this if you don't want this game to slip through your fingers. But even then, they do have this cushion. There will be Ancient after this if we need a third. If we need it. If Ego are going to allow us to have it.
Well, let's wait and see. Right now, very slow from the Ego side. Endpoint anticipating the A play, triple stack, and they are correct in assuming that. But the lane,
they snuck by.
Is exactly where they're playing from. No one would have checked this angle, right? No one's holding it for Endpoint. And so I do believe they know, yeah, you can see Surreal aiming it just in case. The fight towards ramp, but the lane pressure's in. They've got to be careful. It's a fight up front, but there's a fight in on behind. Thomas down. Crucial and Surreal need to pull up huge now. Both dipping away out of harm's way. 4v4. Max trying to flank in. Nice shot from Surreal. Max needs to find the kill, can't. It's up to Mezzi now to hold the integrity of the A play. And hold on a minute, what's going on for Ego? They're splitting up. They have found a kill somewhere though, and it's out towards A. But the bomb is out in the open. Surreal isolates a one-on-one. Lehman against two now. Mezzi drops the molly. He presses through. Lehman not done just yet, but it's Surreal on the other angle. He anticipated the CT play, and Lehman out on top. Nicely done. Ego back in the game as they find themselves a 7th.
Lovely shooting there from Lehman as well. He just says, you know what, screw this. Screw the middleman of this 1 versus 1. We're just going to go and take the fight directly to you, Mr. Surreal. And boy, does he do it. Look at this swing. This is just fantastic work. Bang. Just a second bullet on the move. Just fantastic work. And a very needed pistol round for Ego. And their opportunity to close this one 2-0 gets a little bit closer. Galil's in hand. It will be up to Endpoint if they do want to silence them. And okay, an opening frag in from Surreal. Quickly traded back by Snatchy. Keeping this one level is still 4-on-4.
Damage done by both ways towards ramp as well. It's not impossible. Not by any standard. Thomas jiggle peeking in the headshot angle. He will be caught out. Molotov goes in deep. And that's exactly where Ego try and exploit. More damage done. Mighty Max finds a second kill. Worrying for Ego once again. Smoke deployed. Thomas taking some big damage. A 3v3. Furlan taken out by Thomas. What's going on? Rallying in for a trade, but it's a 2v3. Mighty Max back on site with the AK-47 in hand. And Rallan trying to find a flank. Again, splits up. Again, trying to isolate these one-on-ones. Endpoint. And that's exactly where they're succeeding. Got to make it happen here. 2v3. 2 rifles in the hands of Endpoint. 50 seconds to go.
But Endpoint can play around this map. Or rather, Ego can play around the map. They can get on the flank. They can choose multiple different positions. And while Lehman will hit a nice shot on Thomas, Mighty Max will swing for the trade. Now 35 seconds. And Rollin doesn't want to make any sound, so he's going to burn even more time having to walk on through. Does spot out Crucial, but he goes down at 24 HP as a result, and his position is very, very well known. Now 20 seconds, and all Mighty Max has to do is watch over the bomb, but he lets Rollin get his hands on it, but Mighty Max won't let him escape. That's a forced buy victory there from Endpoint, and now they have the initiative in this game.
Back and forth. Endpoint with the force buy response though. Really, really impressive from them. Yet again, to fight from the disadvantage. That's 2 for 2 now on the CT side, where they've invested in Deagles and they've torn away the round. It was Crucial's 3k in the previous, but I'd argue this round more or less on Mighty Max to have delivered the goods and to find the victory. Grenade goes deep. Thomas trying to isolate the mid-aggression. Early doors, Fiku taking a bit of damage. However, nothing too substantial going on right now. It is all about timing, all about Ego finding an early advantage, and out the gate, Surreal giving absolutely none of it. Will find Snatchy. 5v4, now turned to 5v3 as Crucial finds another nice shot from Max. Max again, and almighty Max, easy as you like, guns them down. The force buy unsuccessful, and a great triple from him leaves Endpoint heavily in front.
Full eco in from AGO as well. That's going to be, it's likely to, I mean, almost guaranteed to be 12-7. You know what? I'll just say it. I'll call it a guaranteed 12-7, alright? Sorry for all the Endpoint fans, just call it in advance here. Maybe I'm jinxing it early, but
Costs
Mighty Max. Yeah, maybe I just gave the biggest caster curse for this round ever. But we'll see. Mezzi, the safe pair of hands out towards the ramp, and it's looking like not gonna be so whatsoever. And these pistols will get swept aside. This is likely to be a 12-7 half here for, or not half rather, but it's 12-7 score line here for Endpoint, and really the rest of these pistols should just be swept aside. And big for here for Endpoint to be able to force a third. huge here. And Surreal also going huge. That'll pocket some good cash for future rounds as well. And that'll do it. Ancient looking very close on the horizon, Retro.
Absolutely. And again, flank played, Surreal, double with the MP9, turns back, surprise, I'm here again. And so that is a lot of cash in his pocket, right? And so heading into 12-7, round 20, we've got an AWP on Crucial. We've still got an MP9 on Thomas. We've got a saved AK on Mezzy, and we've got 5 AK-47s for the T side of Ago. Really nice jump spot from Mezzy. That is so cheeky. I've never seen that before used to that effect. And a second grenade over has done even more damage. 2 players set back to 50 points of health. Ago not looking strong out the gates here of round 20. They're by their first proper investment, and it's not turning out the way I think they expected it to whatsoever.
Yeah, and another player down to 38 as well. It's interesting to think that each one of those players who are below 50 HP, it's a risk for them to try and plant the bomb, and these high HP players even going out towards the ramp, and there's even team kills in the mix. Oh, it's at the seams here for AGO, and Crucial is going to keep it that way. AWP doubling up, leaving just 2 holes remaining. Fiku and Furlan, and Fiku's out of that equation. The nade to finish the job. Furlan, just the lone man walking up towards the ramp, doesn't even have the bomb on his back. He knows this is over. Endpoint, they can go ahead and just start the hunt here. They got plenty of money to work with. I mean, you rarely see the CT side hunting for the Ts, but, well, maybe the T will give him straight away. 13-7 here. Endpoint are rolling through Vertigo, and they are on just a train without brakes towards Ancient.
Well, half by Deagles, Ago need to find themselves something. Bit of a desperation play, I think. This half investment, and you see now, really, really worried here. 5 nades, I mean, it could be good. We could see that jumper game from Mezzy, and that would be the end of his life. And oh, we might do. Good night, maybe, and that is exactly what happens. Oh, so many nade expended on Crucial as well. Really good start. One dropped in over the top, possibly for Mighty Max, and look at the HP bars. They disintegrate for Ago. Yes, they found themselves an early gun, but again, the HP now, all players open to the one-tap potential for the M4A1Ss, and that's where Endpoint will exceed. A first kill granted back on the board in their favour. Nice aggression, Snatchy. Oh, that is unbelievable. I can't even read the names in the feed. It's Endpoint 14. It's an absolute dismantlement towards A. And look, even Crucial's having a giggle. Ross is in on it as well. Everyone's having a good time for Endpoint, because yes, Ago maybe did some damage more than anticipated on that half buy. However, 2 rounds away. That's all you've got to count here for Endpoint. 2 more and you'll find yourselves on Ancient. From a very, very unfortunate turn of events on Mirage to going 6-0 down on your map pick. It's 14-7. Talk about a one-sided game for Endpoint.
Yeah, just to kind of put this into perspective, the last 15 rounds, Ago has won one singular one of them. And what was that? That was the pistol round of this half, for anyone who's just joining us. So, with all that being considered, it's looking to stay that way. Crucial and Thomas already bringing this one into a 3-on-5, and this is already nigh on impossible for Ago. This is looking like it's going to be match point here on Vertigo, if Lehman can say something about it, but there's nothing to be said when Mezzy's swinging with the M4. Still, Snatchy and Fiku on the bottom here of the ramp. They could claw this back. These are 2 very capable individuals, but with Crucial just holding the line with the AWP, how can you not like it? Like this for Endpoint. It's going to be 15-7. It's going to be map point, and likely we should be seeing Ancient after this one, unless Snatchy wants to do the impossible.
Absolutely. Ridiculous scenes. And I mean, Ago need to be quite cautious on Ancient, I think. This is a whole different Endpoint to what we saw in map 1. It was close, we had some teamwork, but this is ridiculous from Endpoint, and I mean ridiculous in a good way. So good on the trades, really good discipline off the back of each other. I'm just, what a performance here for Endpoint. 15-7. This is the last, possibly, of this map, because the momentum, 6 in a row, should turn 7. And Ago, they need a Hail Mary break between the two maps here. Got to keep their cool for Ancient. That's exactly where we're at, because Endpoint, I mean, they've got to concede 8 in a row to go to overtime. And I just don't see that happening here from a very strong British side.
Still, the Poles do have the cushion. They do have Ancient to play. And they have looked good on that in previous editions of it. We were able, as a duo, we're able to cast them versus MIBR on that map voice. But, yeah. And it seems like Endpoint are trying to expedite their way towards that map as quickly as possible. Surreal even on the secondary, dropping down PQ and call this one done. Put a bow on it, stick a fork in it, whatever metaphor you want to use. It's all the same. It's done here. Lehman on 16 HP should just be food for a Brit. And soon that will be the case. Shoulder spotted and shot found. That will do the math. After a short break, we'll be sending this one straight to Ancient, and it's all smiles up in the Endpoint camp. We'll be moving over to our decider to see who will be facing off versus Skade in the quarterfinals after a short break.